The minimal door frame configurator works in conjunction with Autodesk Inventor and Microsoft Excel to help a CAD operator create minimal door frames that meet and exceed Regulus engineering standards. To begin, let's start with your installation. First, you must know that you will require a copy of Windows 10 as your operating system or above, Autodesk Inventor 2017 or any newer version, the latest version of Microsoft Excel, Adobe Acrobat, and any generic web browser, such as Google Chrome or Internet Explorer. To begin your installation, open up your email. Inside of your email, you will notice the MDF Configurator User Guide. Use this guide to instruct you on how to make your models, and if you have any other questions. The first thing you will notice is the MDF Configurator folder. Drag this folder directly into your C drive, as I've just demonstrated. The minimal door frame configurator is now installed on your computer. You will be able to access different locations inside of this folder, such as the master CAD files, your project files, where all of your projects are stored, some reference documents, and just generic documents that come with the configurator. Before we get started, let's go ahead and create a shortcut on our desktop. To create a shortcut, right-click the icon, go to Send To, and click Desktop. The icon will now appear on your desktop, and you can start it from there. Now, as you notice, when we first start, it says, please start Inventor in order to continue. So let's go ahead and start Inventor. And once Inventor is started, we can hit Retry. Inventor must be open in order to use the configurator. Alright, now that Inventor is open, we hit Retry, and you can see the configurator is now started. To start a new project, let's click here. You must first specify your project name. Let's just call it Demo. Since we're creating our first door, we're going to go to Door Number and hit 1. Since we won't be changing these things as we fill this out, let's go ahead and click the lock buttons. For drafters, you can put your initials, quote number. If you don't have a sales number, you can put none. Line item according to quote, customer name, quantity, and this is based on if the door has the same door swing and specifications such as height, strike plate, etc. We'll say 5. If the customer has specified any door tag numbers on the quote, you can specify those here. We'll put none. This section here is where you would choose the CSR that sent you this job to fulfill. You also have a tech support option if you need to send tech support any questions to be answered. For door type, let's choose single. You have the option of single or double. For door swing, let's say a standard left-hand door. Now, door weight isn't always given to you. So in the instance where it isn't, I would just put 120, but you can specify that here. Just ask you what type of door, is it fire rated or not? We'll say no. Custom frame, we'll say no. Normally something that makes it a custom frame is if there's a custom amount of hinges used on this door or any customer specific customizations. For frame finish, we'll choose clear anodized. For color, we'll say none. Next, we have the opening section where you can define your door size. Based on the type of dimensions you have, you can choose here. If you have door slab dimension, it will automatically calculate the size the door needs to be based on those dimensions. Same thing goes for rough opening. In most instances, you'll have the jamb dimension, so we'll go ahead and put a 36 by 80. You can specify the door slab undercut here. Standard is normally 3/4. For the next section, jamb and strike, let's go ahead and specify the jamb type, which is the frame type, strike plate type, It could be none, custom, or just a standard one, and the throat size. For strike floor height, this is asking you the height of the strike plate from the floor. It's normally standard to put anywhere from 38 to 42 here, so I'll just leave this at 38. We can now specify our hinge type. We'll do concealed sauce and choose the finish of the hinge. And after these things are complete, we hit calculate. This has now calculated the size of the door slab and the rough opening. We can continue with additional hardware. We'll say no for all these items. And it's asking, do we need a strike plate notch? We'll say yes. And that's how you set up your door. If all of your information is input as complete and correct, you will now see a Create button here at the top right in the Inventor group. Also want to mention that when we hit the Calculate button here, it also estimates how many hinges you will need. So to create this door, let's click Create. You'll see that the loading menu will appear. In this box, you can keep up with what the program is doing. It'll constantly update you on what exact process that it's currently on and what parameters are being placed inside of your Inventor models. It also specifies an elapsed time that it takes to complete this job. I'm going to let this run and we'll continue from there. Okay, now that our door is created, you'll notice a notification down at the bottom right of your screen. If you click Job Folders, it will open up the job folder associated with this project. Once you create a submittal or a shop pack, you can then click here to view those. Let's start by opening the Projects folder. When you go into your Projects folder, you'll see that a folder was created for our project demo. Once you go in this folder, you'll see a folder that's D1 because we created the first door, door 1, a PDF folder for our shop packs, and a subs folder for our submittals. You'll also see an accompanying text file. Inside of this text file is all the information that was stored from that loading menu that I showed you earlier. This tells you all of the parameters stored inside your Inventor model. It also lets you know if anything failed along the process. This spreadsheet stores all of the specifications that we specified inside of the configurator, as you can see here. When we go into this D1 folder, you'll see a folder that says Engineering Inventor, and inside of here, all of your Inventor files are stored. You can access your assembly, IPT, and IDW files here. I would recommend deleting your old versions folders because normally that's just junk that causes access file size. To view your door in Inventor, click on Open IDW. This will open your model in Inventor. Now that our door opened successfully, I'm going to open the file here. And as you can see, a drawing was created. You may have to do some slight cleanup. For instance, I notice here, this doesn't look quite right. So to fix that, simply double click, hold this line, and it will automatically resize itself to show the door orientation. So now you have a correct display of the door swing. You'll notice different dimensions with notes and leader lines and a bill of materials. This area here will travel with the project and store all of the specifications inside of it. This first page is our submittal drawing that we use to send to customers. At the bottom, you'll notice the customer approval line to receive their signature so we can continue with production. The following pages are all the pages needed to fabricate this door in production. This page has the bill of materials with all the cut lengths needed to make these parts. The next drawing is a basic ISO view, just to show the person on the floor how the door would look. The next page is the header page. This page should include all details needed to make this header. You can see that all the parts have a leader line on them. And down here below, the jam width is mentioned. The jam width is always the inside of this miter cut on the header. Here, if any leader lines are disconnected as a result of the automation, you can simply go to your model tree, choose this view, which is a sub-view of this one, and once we choose that view, I would recommend hiding the jam so we can reattach these leader lines. So I'll choose the jam, turn off that visibility, reconnect these leader lines, and we don't need this one, so we can actually delete that one. And now those sizes have been reattached. Let's go ahead and place our jam back in. Every now and then you may see something like that, just because these are leader lines and they often disattach. So now that that's fixed, if you run into an instance where you made a taller door, let's say about 115 inches, you could also scale these drawing sizes down as needed. Do that by double-clicking the view and changing your scale. Also notice this leader line is a little close to that edge, so I'll just pull that out. This page has everything to do with the hinge side, so be sure to place all your details about the hinge side here. On our next page, we'll have the strike side. Everything having to do with the strike side should be placed here. For example, you should add a leader line to the strike plate and specify what type of strike plate it is. In this example, I'll show you how to do that using dynamic notes. So first I can choose Properties Model, then I'll choose the part number. I'll click this here, and that will automatically tell me what type of strike plate I have. And you can adjust where the view is. Everything here has to do with the strike side. And that's our production and submittal drawing. In this next example, I would like to demonstrate how to make your submittal page. Now that we've created our door, and we have it in Inventor, and we checked it to make sure everything is right, simply minimize Inventor and click the Create/Update button under Submittal. Once this button is clicked, your submittal page will be created, and you'll notice that it now says Sheet 1 of 1, so there's no confusion. To create your production shop pack drawings, you can click Create Update under the Shop Pack group. Once that's clicked, you can go back to your folder, and you'll notice in the submittal folder, you now have your submittal drawing with the door ID on it, and it also has the sales order, but in our instance we put none, so it says none. This folder has our shop pack that we just created, and you'll notice at the bottom of this submittal drawing it says 1 of 8, because we have 8 drawings that go along with this shop pack. If we want to send this submittal or shop pack to the CSRs, you could follow your traditional process of just emailing, or you could stay inside the configurator, choose submittal to attach a drawing, and type an email in this body to send to your CSR. It will be sent to whoever you have specified here in this CSR section. To send this email, you click Send.